How to set up the tone arm on the PolyTable. If you purchased the PolyTable with a cartridge, you will notice on the Jelco tone arm there is a mark, a pencil mark. As you can see here by the video, there is a pencil mark that is on the standpipe. That is the position that the arm will occupy when it is slid into the collar here that I'm pointing at. The collar is what holds the tone arm. First step in installing it is to take the connector. You'll notice on the connector there's a screw that is holding the actual plug itself. Rotate the arm to where you see the slot and align the screw with the slot and then push the connector in. It takes just a little force, not much, and it'll seat. Slide the pipe into the collar down to the point where the mark is and tighten the Allen screw. There's 2 wrenches that comes with the tone arm. One of them's a large one, one's a small one. The large one will tighten the Allen screw that holds the arm. Move the arm back until the front edge of the tone arm is about 3 inches away from the platter. Tighten it down. Next, let's install the cartridge. The cartridge will be pre-mounted on the head shell. It has a stylus guard on it. We will leave the stylus guard on it for the first setup. Install the cartridge on the tone arm, cartridge head shell. If you notice that the tone arm counterweight, which is here, has a bezel that moves independently of the weight itself. Okay. Let's put the weight on. The weight will turn and move on a thread, like so. First step is to bring the arm out of the rest and adjust the weight until the arm floats. The center of the arm is the fulcrum point. The weight in the rear and the weight in the front, once they are adjusted to where they are equal, it will float. Be sure that the Q lever is down. Then once it floats like so, and we're set to go, turn that to 0. This is the anti-skating. It should be set at 0 when you get everything cooking. Floats. Adjust the bezel to 0 and then turn the weight, bezel and all to where it reads the proper weight for the cartridge that's supplied. This particular one is 2 grams. Next, let's take the cartridge and let's remove the stylus guard. Put that back in. Let's recheck the float here. Okay, let's just bring it back to it floats. And it's almost at 0 again, but there's a slight difference because of the weight of the stylus guard. Bring it back to the lock position. Adjust that to 0. Turn it into 2 grams. And you have the proper tracking force now. The next step is to set the Q lever in its proper position. First, let's make sure that we are okay as far as the tone arm height, which is the distance between the arm mechanism and the mounting collar. Set it on a record is the best thing. I'm not going to do that here, but do that yourself. Put it on a record. Take a index card like this that has lines on it, set it up and look at the lines and see if they're parallel to the top of the head shell. That means that the VTA is set to get you started. You can play with the VTA adjustment. It does change the sound slightly, so change it to alter the sound. But this is a good starting point, is parallel to the record surface. Okay. Next step, let's lift this up, put it back in the tone arm rest, raise the lever on the Q and see how far up it picks the stylus up. It should pick the stylus up off the records about 3/4 of an inch. If it does that, it's fine. Then if it doesn't, you can adjust it. The small Allen wrench that was provided will fit in the Allen screw, loosen it, and the Q device raises and lowers. Okay, let's bring it back to the rest. Tighten, be sure that this is tight. So we'll check that. Check this other Allen screw which holds the tone arm rest. And remember too, you can raise and lower the tone arm by loosening that and turning it and moving it up and down. Okay, and put it about 3 inches away from the record or the platter. And the reason for that is it allows it to float without touching the tone arm rest. And that's about it. The rest of it's, except for, let's go ahead and adjust the anti-skating. Set it to whatever the cartridge tone arm down force, which is the vertical tracking force is. And in this case it's 2 grams, so we set that on 2. And that is it.